The third interrogative determiner is the interrogative determiner which. Before the interrogative determiner which describes a noun or a pronoun, the range or number of the subject or the object is already determined by the speaker as a premise to apply the interrogative determiner which. Firstly, the speaker sets the premise before the speaker states the clause. We can consider the premise for the subject or the object as an option to be in the clause. Secondarily, the speaker specifies the range or number of the subject or the object which is already determined with the description of the interrogative clause. Of the subject or object is specified by the description in the interrogative clause. There are three clauses. The first clause is this: which way is his? From the premise that the speaker applies the interrogative determiner which, in the interrogative clause, the number of the subject indicated by the general noun way is determined. Because the unit of the general noun way is agreed in the linguist group, the speaker sets the premise for the number of the subject. The subject indicated by the noun way, whose number is already determined before the interrogative clause is stated, is assumed to be specified as one by the description of the be verb is. The information that the subject indicated by the possessive pronoun defined by the phrase of the noun which way as singular is revealed. The form of the be verb is. The assumption of the speaker that the number of the specified subject is revealed as one is clarified according to the forms of the general noun way and the form of the be verb is. The form of the general noun way also reveals the assumption of the speaker to consider the subject as singular. The phrase of the noun which way to include the noun way practices the role as a subjective complement to define the subject his of the clause. The definition of the be verb is the context of the arrangement of the two indications. This interrogative clause is stated in the second type of clause constituted with the subjective complement which way, the intransitive verb is, and the subject his. One of the responses is stated in the conference. The narrow way is his. The speaker specifies the number of the subject indicated by the noun way as one, with the two descriptions of the determiner the, that is the definite article, and the adjective narrow. The subject indicated by the general noun way is specified with the two descriptions. The determiner, the, that is the definite article, reveals that the subject is identified in the conversation between the speaker and the listeners. The adjective narrow reveals the condition of the subject. So in the aspect to specify the subject indicated by the general noun way. The two descriptions practice the same role. The second clause is this: which person gifts the precious one? From the premise that the speaker applies the interrogative determiner which, in the interrogative clause, the number of the subject indicated by the general noun person is already determined before the speaker states the interrogative clause. The unit of the subject indicated by the general noun person is agreed in the linguistic group. The number of the subject is set as the premise by the speaker before the speaker states the clause. The description by the interrogative determiner which reveals that the options of the subject are the options of the subject as 5. One of the will be specified by the description in the interrogative clause. The form of the verb gift. The subject indicated by the noun person, whose number is already determined, is assumed to be specified into 1 with the description by the transitive verb gift. One of the 5 people starts and gives the definition of the transitive verb gift to the object, the precious one. The assumption of the speaker that the number of the subject is assumed to be specified as 1 is clarified with the form of the general noun person and the transitive verb gift. In a case that the speaker sets the premise that 2 of the 5 options will be specified, in this clause, the speaker would state the clause with the phrase of the noun, which people. So we can understand that the form of the general noun person reveals the premise of the speaker, and the form of the transitive verb gift also reveals the premise of the speaker. One of the responses is stated in the conference. The pure descendant of Jesus Christ gifts the precious one. The general noun person to indicate a vast range of a subject in the phrase of the noun which person in the interrogative clause is replaced with the noun descendant to indicate a part of the subject. The subject indicated by the general noun person is specified into a part of the subject with the general noun descendant. From the aspect that the determiner the adjective pure, and the phrase of the preposition of, and the as an adverb, and the object Jesus Christ of the preposition to describe the general noun descendant specifies the range of the subject indicated by the noun descendant. The 3 descriptions correspond to the interrogative determiner which.